Hey everyone, welcome to Pouring Takes. I'm Charlie Van.
And I am Rayya, and this is season 2 of the installment of the program.
Is it Deuce? Deuce 2, yeah.
Deuce, Due. Those. I don't know. Whatever you want to call
Part
it.
2, if we were a movie. Some of those movies are like part 2.
Will the sequel be better than the original?
Well, as long as we're Spider-Man 2 or The Dark Knight, then yes.
No, I'm really excited that we get to do this for the second year in a row, talking all things sports, giving our hot takes, or should I call them shot takes, and, you know, moving on in our future as a podcaster. So here we are at our favorite home bar at Bryan Street Tavern. It is a Thursday night, meaning well tonight, or $3.50.
Heck yeah, that is. I'll say this: I'm having my classic well whiskey and Coke.
And I'm having a vodka Sprite. So cheers, Charlie, to
Cheers.
season 2. Cheers,
To
Tanner,
season, our
for
producer.
staying with us.
Came in mid-season, helping us out like superstars do. You know, we didn't have to trade for him.
Right, and thanks to Tanner, we do have a website, pouringtakes.com, links you to all of our social medias, as well as our YouTube channel where you can watch this back anytime you want.
Well, let's say I want to give him a little bit more props because he came in and said, we were doing this on Instagram, which nothing wrong with that. It was awesome, but he elevated our quality. He's been with us every week. I mean, the man has he's got a full-time job. He's got a couple of bands. He's done trivia. He's married. I mean, another job.
Hey!
So, no, Charlotte's awesome,
Yes.
and I'm glad that she is loaning him to us each week, and so thank you, Producer Tanner.
Yes, thank you so much, and you've also elevated our creative thinking as well, and we have so many things that we are going to continue to roll out over time that I'm very, very excited about, in addition to all the events we've been attending.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I mean, we didn't get to talk briefly.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, Beer Olympics a couple weeks ago. We've been on a little hiatus. So much fun. Shout out to the Village and Sandy Pickle for having us. I've never been part of a Beer Olympics, never seen one in person. I mean, it was so much fun, all the activities. What was your favorite activity there? Because it got intense.
Oh, I just love talking to people after they competed. Like, it didn't matter what the event was. Everybody who participated was just so game for anything.
I mean, everybody was good at beer pong, or at least that's what they said. What's your favorite event? Beer pong, flip cup, slip and slide flip cup got pretty intense. We'll have more of that content clips here soon, but it was so much fun. Glad they had us out. So some more events coming up. We got to do an Oktoberfest.
Speaking of Oktoberfest, it is that time, Charlie. Fall is just around the corner. We are breathing on the early days of September.
I love it.
Labor
Pumpkin
Day
spice,
weekend
baby.
coming up. You know what that means? Are you ready for some football?
Emotionally, never. But
Well,
yes.
funny that you chose that phrase because it is time for my favorite segment, Cowboys Therapy. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Are we going to hear that, or is it going to be a sad one from Dak this season just because of everything? It's going to be like Eeyore, here we go.
Did Peyton Manning quit Omaha after the first year? No. I think we're going to hear, yeah, here we go.
Well, yeah, because one
Over
way,
and over and over.
Somebody's going to pay the man. We'll get in that in a second.
But yes, Cowboys season. We've already been through preseason, the draft, free agency. How are we feeling? Tell me about how you're feeling right now, Charlie Van.
I feel like, okay, I'm going to compare it to pizza. It's not a great pizza. It's not a really terrible pizza, but it's right in the middle. Like, it's kind of lukewarm, but I'm still going to eat it.
Are you okay?
'Cause I like pizza.
Wait. Give me like your ranking in terms of like fast food pizzas. Like, is this like a Domino's pizza or a Papa John's or a Pizza Hut?
I mean, to me, Domino's is number one. Even though Jerry's like, wait a second. Come on, man, let that Papa John's. I'm like, I don't like Papa John's. Domino's is number. I made an attempt. Well, now, Papa John's there. You got to go with the extra sauce and the green pepper over there.
Green pepper.
I'm all in on those extra toppings. I'm going to say that right now. No, Domino's would be number one. Number two, Pizza Hut. It's not great warm the next day. Like, I feel like you have to eat it, like, right then. Domino's, yeah. I would say, oh man, what is a number 3? Because there's not as many. Because I never really got into Mr. Gaddy's. I don't even know if they're still around.
Oh, Mr. Gaddy's is still around.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Gaddy's. I guess
I literally saw a commercial for them like a week ago.
I mean, I'll be honest. I more love. I would compare more like the Zalot pizzas and stuff like that because that's what I eat more now.
Oh, okay, Mr. Sophisticated Palate over there.
But this might be like eating a DiGiorno pizza. I mean, at midnight. Coming home from the bar. Hey, no, I'm not knocking it.
So
it's not Zalot.
What I'm hearing,
but it hits the spot.
Is this off season got the job done, but it wasn't satisfying?
What pizza would that be?
No, but I'm saying
Little Caesar. Yes, I forgot. Yes, it's Little Caesars.
No, but I'm saying you're
$5.
off season for the Dallas Cowboys got the job done, but it wasn't satisfying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, defense, always we went all in there. We knew it. Zimmer's a great defensive coordinator. So he wasn't going to go in at least a 1 year without something. He brought all of his friends.
Yes, he did.
But offensively, I'll give it A with the O line. I think Cooper Beebe is going to be a beast. He's going to eventually replace Zach Martin. And Tyler Guyton, what a beast.
Yeah, I love Tyler.
Did you see when him and Max Crosby? Max Crosby's like, oh man, 6'8", and his ceiling's still high because he's still fairly green in his football career overall.
Well, that's what we needed. We needed that youth.
Yeah.
And getting rid of Tyron Smith. Sorry. I'm not sorry. He needed to go.
And then I wasn't ever sold on Biotish. She was too inconsistent, couldn't ball, and the high snaps just
the very high
snaps.
Yeah. Anxiety-driven snaps.
Did you like how BB was practicing with his mom, his snaps?
Yes. I saw that
and she
clip.
even said, "Here we go." Yeah. Shout out to Mama BB.
Yes, absolutely. Getting him in that right mindset, ready to rock and roll.
So I think the ceiling looks good there. I get if you want to say it's questionable because obviously they're rookies, but hey, if they can do any half of what Tyler Smith did in his rookie season.
So let's talk about some of these contracts that came through. Most notably, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee Lamb getting $35 million a year.
34 guaranteed.
Sorry, 34 guaranteed. How do we feel about that contract, first of all? Do you think he was deserving? Do you think he does belong in the same echelon of receivers as a Justin Jefferson?
Well, I'm going to ask you this. I love...
Are you counter-questioning me?
Yeah. Yes, I am, because I think Justin's very talented, but you can say, what has he done in the postseason? Hasn't. And CeeDee's been there multiple times, and he's been a big reason why they've gotten to the playoffs why they've gotten to half those division wins. He is. If you take CeeDee off that field right now, what do you think the season's going to be?
Absolutely. We would have been shit. That's
then
why
you
they
pay
had to
the
get
guy.
the deal done.
You had to get the deal done. And which is great to see a original slot receiver turn into being that number one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in the camp that, he put up crazy great numbers. I had him in fantasy. I get it. He's incredible. But I think where he really shines is when he has a counterpart.
Oh, for sure.
He doesn't have that. I feel like most of this Cowboys offense last season, at least because we didn't have a run game, was a lot of forcing the ball into CeeDee, forcing Dak to make some mistakes down the stretch. That stuff concerns me about CeeDee, but in terms of his value to the Cowboys, absolutely. It made perfect sense to pay him.
Well, a big problem was we didn't utilize Cooks early on enough until the end. And then we saw his speed. If you can utilize a veteran like that, I think it can help.
You remember we were doing shot take after shot take, and we were saying, it's going to be a Cooks game, it's going to be a Ferguson game.
because they don't put in the play. It's stupid.
Yeah, they're not using their weapons, and I really hope this season that they spread the ball a little bit better because CeeDee Lamb can't be your all. If he, knock on wood, if something happens to him, that's not going to be good. You need to make sure everybody is ready to be wide receiver one any given Sunday.
Well, and I'll say the guy that didn't get enough credit last season is Mr. Jake Ferguson, and I feel like that's another option right there. I think you're going to see a lot of spread because Mike McCarthy, he knows this is a must-win for him, and he's going to have to spread that.
Does he really want to stay?
No, if he wants if he wants a coaching job, period. post this
is like that.
I mean, and you could say the same for Dak regardless. This is why I don't believe in a whole team tank. No, they're not tank because these guys want to at least get paid and go somewhere. It may not be with the start, and honestly, it may be a breath of fresh air. I still think Mike McCarthy can lead a team somewhere. It's just this is Dallas and Jerry. Anyways, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to see Lamb. I wasn't shocked that it was going to happen. I didn't know what the number would be. Obviously, Justin reset the market. Now Bengals and Jamar Chase are looking at each other.
I love how they were like, Jamar Chase is coming to practice. He came to practice, but he did not practice.
Yeah. So, but also, we have seen regression in players who get the big payday, too.
Yeah. Most notably, our new starting running back.
Yes. Welcome back. Where are we feeding Zeke this year?
Hopefully some touchdowns. Hopefully no fumbles. Hopefully, I'd say 15 to 20 carries a game.
Some barbecue. I'm sure he's glad to have that back here.
Oh, see, you're thinking like actual food.
Well, I mean,
don't want him to get. I don't want fat Zeke again.
No, but I want him to be a boulder going into the red zone.
He looks good right now.
No, he does.
He was brought in more for pass protection.
Oh,
right?
sure, and that's
he's
one thing
there
to
to take care of Dak.
Well, and here's the thing, we'll just say, they signed Dalvin Cook, practice. Why not have Zeke block, and then there's your guy up the middle right there.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they implement Dalvin Cook in this offense, if they plan to at all. Because if you remember, Dalvin Cook was signed to the Ravens and did nothing.
Yeah, but that's also they were all in on JK, and no, Dalvin was with the Jets.
He was with the Jets, and then
the Ravens last second. Yeah, but they were going into the postseason. I think that was just because with JK's with Dobbins' injury too. But I wish this move was last year.
Yeah, we wanted them to make a splash.
But it's I see some people dislike it. I don't hate it. I mean,
as long as you're not giving up an arm and a leg,
no.
It's low risk, high reward.
Yeah, and what if Zeke gets hurt? Then you need that. Are you sure that Dottle's the guy all around? I mean, I do wish we went out and had another Pollard, because we really need that outside. Which do you think they're going to go Turpin as that, and then maybe Lamb in some of those runs?
Or they bring in Deuce Vaughn.
Oh, I know, little Deuce.
They didn't cut Deuce.
I know. Let the Deuces loose. I mean, but honestly, they're not the number 2 we wanted. No, but I mean, he could maybe has his Darren Sproles moment.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out. Game 1 is next Sunday against the Cleveland Browns, so we have a little bit of time to sit in it and think about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
thought you had a legitimate point. We were both like, yes.
Were you surprised? Were you surprised about Hunter Lemke staying? Especially with all the power backs that they have on this roster.
He's a fullback, right?
Yeah, but just big body though. He kind of acted in that power back too.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
I think like I said, it all comes down to pass protection.
Could use him also on special teams too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we definitely have the red zone help now. I just want what's the outside, because we love throwing it outside. I mean, Zeke can get a little bit, but we need that bullet. But we have a lot of dynamics. Maybe that's where Cooks
Yeah,
gets a mix.
I would like to see Cooks get more touches this year. Like I said, Ferguson coming off a very spectacular season, and I think he was underused. So it'd be nice to see more from him as well.
Well, we'll see how the run blocking goes too, because that's what we've been missing.
Yes, definitely.
I just want to see Cooper Beebe, because did you ever watch his case day where he just pancaked people? I just want to see that.
So let's talk about the other side of the ball. Defense, you got Trayvon Diggs coming back. Is he going to be ready for week 1?
I mean, we haven't had like an official yay or nay.
Exactly.
I mean, I hope so, because now with Bland out, but also, really with Carson, which they seem to be high on. He had a good preseason. You want that veteran.
What I'm concerned about is, I think when it comes to our DBs, I think it's all going to be okay.
I think so too, especially if Lewis stays healthy.
But tell me, did the Cowboys do anything in your eyes to help with that awful run defense?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. They brought in Joseph. He's from the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Those are some veteran run stoppers. Are they a Haskins, where I would have loved to have done another deal with a guy like Haskins. I don't know.
Haskins or Hankins?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hankins. I'm thinking of the other CB that's out there right now on draft. But Hankins, I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's not spicy. But this is where we really need Mozzie to really prove. Otherwise, you're kicking yourself last year because he could have been a second round.
And then, do you think all of the offseason antics with Micah Parsons is going to affect his on-field performance?
As far as all the podcasts,
touring the world,
because
becoming more famous.
Okay, so what did you think about
becoming a bigger voice in the media?
No, so apparently, and we'll see if this holds true. Apparently, he met with his mentors, the people around the league that he looks up with, even Tom Brady, and had conversations about maturity and about like emotional and actually being a leader. We'll see if that holds true. I think Micah's the ultimate competitor no matter what. I think last year was unacceptable for him. I do feel, especially under Zimmer, I think Quinn checked out. Zimmer's not going to – he's going to be in your face. He doesn't care what super – and that's what we needed.
Yeah.
It's like a Luka thing. Like, Micah can be a generational player. The ability is there. It's just all the mind. And he's still a young guy, but Zimmer's not going to have time for that.
Good. I really want
I see rookie Micah this season.
I hope so, because I really think that was what was lacking. Our team had no edge last season.
Yeah.
And, we'd show up and we would beat the crappy teams. And then the big games, we would just disappear. It was like nobody was listening. Nobody was present. Nobody was grounded. Everybody was just like, we're still going to finish 12-5. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
This year, however, looking at the schedule, how are you feeling? Because I'm anxious. We have to play against the AFC North, and we all know how I feel about the AFC North.
Man. Well, let's talk. Yes, game one. I mean, you got the Browns. Honestly, I'll say this. Them not having Nick Chubb, I think it's going to be a problem.
That and Deshaun Watson being as rusty as he is.
I feel more comfortable about that. I said it in our text. I feel, and this is me not as optimistic as normally I am, but optimistic for you. I look at us as possibly a 10-6. And here's the reason why. I know it looks like a very tough schedule, but there's already question marks with a lot of teams with injuries. I mean, the Eagles just lost James Bradbury 6 to 8 weeks. That's not a guy you want to go into those first few weeks on defense, especially with a new defensive corner. That's a guy they're relying on. Let's be honest, their defense has taken a step back. It really has. And I will say, I mean, obviously, I think the Niners, they're in our head. The Niners, that is just a team. They're our kryptonite. They know us through and through.
Niners getting the deal done with Ayuk today.
Ah, man, what a deal. 174 or 170 million. Hey, congrats to Brandon because, that is Purdy's guy.
He's pretty good.
He is pretty good, especially with Samuel. But I'm not terrified. But I'm also like, I don't know either.
I mean, of course you don't know.
No. When I say I don't know, because I'm normally more confident. Usually that's why I'm saying 10-6, because there's a couple games on there that I'm like, I can go either way. Yeah, the Lions are good, but they have not beat us at home in a long, long time. There's just something. And Dan Campbell, I love him, but he likes to gamble. And also they're without Gibb for weeks. Jahmyr Gibbs out for a while, and I think they utilize that dual threat very well. How they're going to do it with just one running back.
I hear you. Producer Tanner also had a prediction. You had them at 6-10. Are you mic'd up in this episode?
6 in 1,000.
6 in 1,000. Wait, seriously, are you mic'd in this episode?
I'm just shouting.
Oh, you're just shouting.
Okay.
Give me like a 1 to 2 sentence on why you think they're going to finish 6-10, and I will relay the message.
Even Jerry doesn't have hope in this team right now.
Jerry has no faith in this team.
Yeah.
Okay.
None.
Then he should have been all in.
Yeah, this is his definition of all in. Come on.
He wants glory hole.
He wants Shador Stevens. Sanders next year.
I was like, who?
No, I'm thinking of the box. My brain's everywhere.
Yep. No splash.
Wait. He brought Zeke back. That's a move.
And he waited until the last possible second to re-sign CD. Yeah.
That's just telling me he just wants him to bleed out, make as much money as he can, die, leave it to you.
See, I don't think he's ready to die, but I think he's.
If he wants those vendors, he better be all
I
in.
think he does want a refresh. I think he does want Dak out. I think he wants McCarthy out. I think he wants to rebuild this team with all new players. I really think that's what he wants.
I don't think he wants to tank. I think he feels we have enough to at least be the same old. But I think by doing that, it gives him, though, a reason to, I mean, I already knew Mike McCarthy's guy. He has to go to a Super Bowl to stay. But with Dak, he knows he can win with Dak in the season, but it'll be the same repeat. He'll listen to the fans get mad, and then he'll be like, okay, just like with Jason Gitt, we part ways.
You know what's really crazy to me is how much Cowboy fans are willing to put up with. And I know I am one of them, but you're not going to catch me at AT&T Stadium dropping $250+ on a game. I was in a group chat. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of people who live in Wisconsin. And one of them is trying to sell their Packers tickets for like week 3.
So that's an owner sharing their shares.
So they put it in. They're like, yeah, section 108, $135 each. I was like, section 108 at $135? Never in Dallas.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, that's that AT&T symbol. I was born into it, so I'm there.
Yeah, I'm not judging you because
Yeah.
you're not the one paying for it.
Yeah,
Your
well, my
grandmother
dad.
did.
And you want to hear something worse? That Packers game one was my parents' 40th anniversary. There was
I
a
remember
group
that.
next to us that drove all the way from Idaho to watch that game. Imagine that you're playing playoff, which are not cheap tickets, and you're driving through an ice storm at that time.
Wait.
From
I remember.
Idaho, and that's what they get.
Football fans will do anything for their
Cowboys
teams,
fans
and I'm
especially.
here for it.
They travel
So,
everywhere.
Let me say this. So you've got 10-6. You've
Yeah.
got 6-10.
At least you got a 6 in there.
I am going
6'11".
I am going 9-8. And I know that sounds like a really cheap cop-out, but I'm just looking at this
But that's
shit.
a wild card number right there in this division.
Or it's barely missing the playoffs,
Yeah.
right? I'm looking at this, and I'm like, we have to play Baltimore, we have to play Detroit, San Fran, Philly twice, Houston, and potentially a good Cincinnati team, depending on how things are looking.
I
in
know with
December.
Burrow, which ideally you would want to play them early because that's usually where they're the most shakiest. But I just feel like right now, like looking at some of the matchups, I feel very split. And just going on the recent news, everything can obviously change.
I mean, obviously, things are going to be week
But
to week. But so you're telling me, so you think a 9-8 record is good enough for a wild card? Do you think 10-6 is good enough for a division title?
oh yeah, for this division for sure.
Really?
Yes, I think people are thinking the Eagles are going to be 21. How about this?
Oh my God! Not wait, are you 10-6 or 11-6?
Huh?
So I did my math right because I said 9-8.
I mean, 10. Did I say 10 and 6?
You've been saying 10-6. And
11 and
I
6.
called you out even earlier, so you're 6-11.
Oh, I missed one game. 11 and 6. 11
Okay,
and 6.
so 11-6, 6-11.
I was doing this on my phone when I was
9-8.
when I was going through. I think I missed the last
Wow.
game.
We should make a blooper reel.
Well, okay. Here's my, I feel like this is more of a do or die for the Eagles right now, especially for Nick. It really is because I don't know. It's going to come down to what hurts are we going to get because last year he regressed a lot.
What about the addition of Saquon to that offense? I know
Does-
the Eagles don't usually run the ball
No,
very much.
I don't think. I think
But
it's
they
going to
haven't had a
be.
running back
I think
at
yeah,
Saquon's
but
caliber.
without a Kelsey there, that's going to. I mean, Cam Flynn is okay, but can Saquon stay healthy? And
Does he need someone to massage his quads?
I mean, he can't be. For them to succeed, he can't be the only weapon. Hurts needs to elevate. He needs to be better in the pocket. He needs to see the field better.
Who allowed two very attractive men to be on the same team? How is that even fair?
Howie, who goes all in,
Did
at least for the
Howie-
looks.
Did Howie know? He was like, yo, Jalen and Saquon are two of the most sexy men in the NFL, and let's put them on
What
the
do you
same
think about?
team.
Okay, how about the Commanders? Do you think they instantly elevate? I'm commanding this. This is how she judges
Did
of
you
everything.
just take command of the situation?
I did. That was a pun all in itself. Drink. Commander Charles.
I'm excited for Dan Quinn to have an opportunity at head coach. I'm excited.
A second time.
Yes, a second time, not with Atlanta, right? But he came off such a good run with the Cowboys that I feel like he learned things, picked them up, and now will apply them. What are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be funny? He has a game where they're up 27-3.
28-3.
28-3 in the second half.
Well, we'll find out. I think having Jalen Daniels is going to be a lot of fun. But I don't see them being a threat.
They're not ready yet. They don't have nearly enough personnel
And they
yet.
traded one of their top wide receivers.
Yeah, I know. It's not the fact that people are already high on their list. It's like, okay, Daniels. Well, we'll see what he can do.
What about this? As an NFC East person, are you more concerned about the Commanders or the Giants?
Commanders.
Really?
I don't think. Who's throwing on the Giants?
Either Danny Jones or Tommy DeVito.
Okay, then I'm not worried. I am not worried. Malik, and who's the running back?
On which team?
On Giants. Who do they got? They got Malik. That's it. And I feel bad for him now. Now I bet he'd be like, "Can I switch?" No, I think the Giants are going to be the top 3 pick in the draft of 2025.
I felt like they had so much like swagger coming off of that Hard Knocks offseason. Did you watch it?
Yeah, some of it, but
I was such a little nerd about it. Like that is
the
Hard
Saquon
Knocks.
thing was interesting.
That was the kind of Hard Knocks that I felt like I could relate to with like my love for fantasy football, my business and analytics mind. Like I felt like that was like the best way to nerd out, and I hope they continue doing that.
I was told one time several years ago that Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, and that wasn't just Tiki saying that. Come on. They desperately signed him, and I'm sure they were hoping to get a J.J. McCarthy. They didn't. And now this is what happens when desperation and they're going to be in the market for a quarterback and a head coach next year.
Yeah, so you're telling me after all of this discussion that you got the Cowboys winning the NFC East?
Well, it'd be the first in a long time that a team has done it back-to-back. Since 2004.
Right.
That's crazy. I'll go, yeah.
Okay, is that a shot ticket here?
That's my shock take.
Alrighty. Well, before we jump to the overall NFL preview, answer me one more question. What happens with Dak after this season?
Man, that has been the more interesting carousel than CD, because I think we all knew CD was going to get paid. It's just when. But Dak
It's about when and how much.
And how much. But, you know, with Dak, this is another go-around. And, you know, it's fair to say for the criticism, I mean, it's more of the same. I could say some for other quarterbacks, but they're not the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. More of we hear from Dak's press conference since offseason is it doesn't bother him either way. Like, you know, if you think about it, the people he was probably the closest with on the team, I mean, obviously Zeke's back, but for 1 year, it's like it's not the same team as when he came in as a rookie.
Which makes sense.
And I think he's got a child now. He's over the whatever, and he knows the grass is greener. And so if he stays, he stays. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And the way Jerry talked today or yesterday about what we've seen, it just seems not as fiery.
Yeah, but I mean, he said the same thing about CD, and he was able to lay
But
CD
we knew he was paying CD. With Dak, this has been.
I think it depends on how this season plays out. Because if we end up tanking and we get a high draft pick, that's one thing. Then yes, I could definitely see them saying adios to Dak. But if we go 9-8 or 8-9 or 10-7, even 7-10, you don't have a high enough draft pick to get somebody.
Trey Lance, man.
Oh, mister, I'm going to throw 5 interceptions in a
My
preseason
thing
game?
is, I think it's going to – I think they let him play out the year. I don't think one playoff win is going to get Dak a contract here. I think it's going to be like you got to take
Yes,
this.
but you're missing the point. If not Dak, then who?
Well, that's something that I think Jerry, if he hasn't already got a deal done or by September 7th, he's willing to gamble.
That's what I'm saying. I think.
Well, I mean, okay, can I give you some scenarios? And they're not lovely scenarios. But,
I mean, we are Cowboy fans.
well,
What's a
we've been
lovely
through this
scenario?
after 99. Okay. You have 2 one-year quarterbacks over in Steelers right now. Justin Fields here for a year, 2 years, while you go draft in the later round. I take that just for the mobility. If you tell me you're going to go get Ollie Gordon in the first round, which they should, out of Oklahoma State, he'll be the number 1 running back. Extend Cooper Rush at least another year. Be a bridge. He's won you 4 games. He beat Joe Burrow. But you built around the run game. Like I said, go get Ollie Gordon. You can make it safe. I'm not saying it's the whole year thing, but he can be that bridge.
You have to finish the season in a position to draft him.
Who, Ollie Gordon? No, you go first round and get Ollie Gordon.
You think he's going to drop?
Yeah,
over to
who
the
needs a
20s?
running back right now outside?
Everybody.
They'll get a running back. They could have got a running back in the first round this year.
I don't even want to talk about this year's draft.
And Ollie could drop to number 2 too. As far as the quarterback draft, yes, I'm nervous about that because it's not as deep. You should always actually draft a quarterback, in my opinion, if you have the availability to, just because you never know.
Yeah.
And this past draft was a deep. Next year, you have Shador, Carson, Quentin Ewers, maybe Dylan Gabriel, who's starting for Oregon. Some think Cam Rising, but he's coming off an injury, unless he had a hell of a year at Utah. And then Penn State's quarterback. Oh, SMU's quarterback.
I was going to say, Preston. I call him Sexy Presty now.
But do any of them outside of like really Carson Beck seem like these are day 1 starters?
No.
And that's why I'll go get a Justin Fields for 1 to 2 years.
Well,
but this is why you got to sign him.
Yeah, well, literally, I'm wearing my Dak Prescott tank top
I know,
right now,
and this
so
is
I'm
the thing.
I'm
People who
in.
want to move on from Dak, then I agree. Then who? All the franchise quarterbacks are gone, and you're not going to pay one anyways.
Yep. Well, let's do this. Let's move on and look at the entire NFL real quick.
Yeah.
Before we get into the Week 1 drama next week. So let's play a little game. Let's make this a game. Let's pick all of the division winners.
All right.
And wildcard teams. So essentially just guessing who the playoff teams are. And we'll keep score and we'll monitor it throughout the season. And when we do our big playoff episode, we'll do shots.
All right.
Loser will do shots, I should say.
2 shots.
Ooh, a double
One for the
whammy.
season prediction and one for the playoff prediction.
All right. I like
Or
where your
how about
head's
this? If you get one of them right, then it negates the other one. But if you lose on both, then you have to do double shot.
at. Okay. Done.
But whatever one you lose, it has to be a strong shot. It can't be. By the way, okay, I'm sorry. We're way over here. I have a shot.
Oh, yeah, you have
Speaking
to pay
of
up.
shot,
You have to pay up your
several
Olympic
weeks
shot.
ago, the last time we were here, we made our shot take of the Olympics. I said Noah Lyles would win the 100. Unfortunately, he didn't.
He had COVID, though. You didn't
Yeah,
know
I know, but
If
that was
you
his
had
best.
known he had COVID, you wouldn't have picked
Not
him.
100, 200. And then you picked the women's soccer. Safe bet.
It was not safe. They were playing Brazil.
We all
And by
knew.
the way, I picked it 2 rounds before the final. They had to beat Germany first.
There you go.
So,
Anyways,
not safe.
either way, safe enough. I wasn't safe.
No,
here we
actually,
go.
your bet was safe if he didn't have COVID.
Maybe.
Shoot it. What is it? Is it Fireball? Da, 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 da.
It's the color of Cooper Rush's hair.
Is it Fireball?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did sing appropriately.
Well, and shout out to once again the specials here. What is it? $4, $3 Fireball? $4. I think $4
You're the one
Fireball.
that got it.
I always get Fireball or green tea.
So our punishment shot, should it be something like a Fireball or
But
like more like
I don't
a
really feel Fireball as a
oil
punishment.
slick?
Oil. Yes. Rumpelman is fine.
Oh
Okay.
my God,
No,
I will
no.
instantly throw up. How about Jaeger?
Jaeger. Okay. Yes, Jaeger. No, Marlort.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh. Okay, so funny story. So a couple of Saturdays, we took a bus to the
Oh yeah, we
Rangers.
did a party bus
Charlie rode a bull 3 times.
and busted his ass 3 times.
I didn't realize I made a clip on Instagram that was clippable, and Brian, our friend, sent it to me. I don't remember this part of the night. I remember, actually, it's funny, I remember everything before and right after it. And they're like, all
You
right.
were texting me till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Oh, was that Lamina dancing? Shout out to Lamina. But it was like, ride the bull again. I was just vlogging everything. Anyways, at over under, which we've recorded at. They have a wheel, a free shot wheel, whatever it lands on. I landed on Malort.
What is in it?
Horrendousness.
No, tell me. You
I don't know, but Tanner can.
What?
It's
Wormwood?
wormwood. It tastes like wormwood.
What does that even mean?
Earwax. Yeah, it tastes like if you've had bad food poisoning and you're dry heaving. That's what it tastes like. It's out of Chicago. It's out of Chicago. A lot of great things come out of Chicago, but Malort was not one of them.
Okay, I'm definitely not doing that because
So we'll do. How about?
if I want wormwood, I have somewhere I can go for that.
So Earthworm Jim. We'll do Jaeger. How about this? One could be. We shouldn't do two of the same shot. It should be two Jerez. So Jaeger and Rumpelman. How about that?
That's an oil slick.
All right, we're doing oil slick. Oh man, if you do two, this better be on a weekend. Calling in the next day.
Well, we can say this, that you and I plan on being together at Helllllooooo Tavern.
Yeah, September 8th. How about?
For the opener.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Cowboys
3
opener
o'clock.
against Cleveland at 3:25.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, is Carolina playing at the same time?
Carolina.
Remember, it's a Carolina bar.
Carolina always plays at noon.
Oh, thank God.
I don't have to hear the chanting. 1st and 10.
It's just we always have to have like the subtitles on. It's a Carolina bar, but shout out to Carolina fans. They show up
And their
strong,
head
all
coach,
four of
Dave
them.
Canales.
Who also might have a new job after next year.
Who knows? All right, so let's play the game. Let's start with the AFC.
All right.
I'm going to start AFC East. Who do you think wins the division?
If Rodgers can stay on the field, I say the Jets this time.
Jets. Who do you have winning the AFC East, Tanner?
I cannot participate in this because I don't know enough.
Oh, come on. It's for funsies. And you're part of the team.
Remember who's in the AFC.
Jets, Bills, Dolphins, and
Give me Dolphins. Mike
Patriots.
McDaniel, love McDaniel.
I do love McDaniel
Mikey
too.
McDicks.
I do love Mike McDaniel.
I love he looks like a mafia boss now.
My only worry with the Dolphins, and I like the Dolphins, is, man, they had that division in their hand last year, and there's some errors and things. If they can stay healthy too, I think
That's
the
not the
Bills take
problem.
a step.
I think Mikey McDicks is the problem. Mikey McDicks likes
It's
to
his dad
play,
jokes, I
he
get
likes
it.
to
He-
play with a lot of flash.
Yeah.
And that costed them
So
the last few
he's
games of the
killing more
season.
of Miami.
Yeah, he really is. Like, he's trying to get the bombs to Tyreek Hill, who, by the
But-
way, doesn't wear socks when he plays.
But he's
Disgusting.
Ooh, athlete's
Disgusting.
athlete's foot right there. That's a toe jam waiting to happen.
Drink.
All right, go get one.
Line him up.
I'll take another shot. I have a
1-0.
half day tomorrow.
Everybody has a half day tomorrow.
But I will say he may be flashy, but I still think a lot better option than a lot.
Do I get to say my guess yet?
Yeah, sorry. I love Mike McDaniel.
I'm also going to roll with the Dolphins. It is really their division to lose this year. I do not expect good things to come out of New York. There was a report that dropped literally today that says that everyone is annoyed with Aaron Rodgers in New York. Everyone.
Isn't that normal? And he doesn't even have his man bun.
I missed the man bun. The man bun really worked for him.
You know what? Because he's trying to get everyone on one of those late night trips and stuff. He's probably getting political with
He wants
them.
everyone to do ayahuasca.
I know. They may need it. That may be a win. I don't know.
Who knows? All right, let's move on. AFC North.
Ravens.
I am also in agreement, Ravens. What about you? All right, all three of us are on
It's
the
just the
Ravens.
Bengals is such a question mark now.
Bengals are a question mark. Cleveland is still a question mark.
Yeah.
I feel like Pittsburgh
It's going to be in the toilet.
is actually a sneaky dark horse. I feel like they could surprise us.
I think they could be a wild card just because Tomlin's such a good coach.
Exactly.
I don't think they win
always
the
finish
division,
the season
though.
with a winning
There's no
record.
way you're beating the Ravens twice this season.
I don't think they
or
have
Burrow.
to. They've got one of the easiest strengths of schedule.
I don't know. I think if Fields takes over, I think Fields should have been day one starter, but I get
think
why
it was
Russell.
smart to start with Russell and switch to Fields. I think you give Fields a little bit more time to get more comfortable with the play.
It's only because you want to hear Steelers country. That's right.
That sounds awful. That sounded so much better in Denver. Drink. Okay, moving on. AFC South.
Houston.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Houston.
Although
Texans.
I do think we're going to see a strong Colts team if Richardson can stay on there, although it was a shitty situation last season. But I think he'll keep them. I think Jaguars take a step back.
AFC South, Houston, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and one other team I can't remember. Colts.
Remember when I was texting you with Mixon? It's like Mixon should come to Dallas. Houston Texans take Mixon. God dang.
No, and I think Houston made a lot of moves to go
Oh, they went all in.
That was what
And they didn't
all in
lose
was like.
anything for Stephon for 1 year. So if he doesn't pan out.
Yeah, so the thing is this team is going to do as well as Stephon Diggs' mental
Yeah.
health is.
Well, no,
essentially.
but guess who's coming back who I'm excited for? Tank Dell.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't really get the full Tank Dell
No, I
experience.
agree, but I'm telling you, it'll be interesting to see if the problems that Stephon Diggs had in Buffalo translate.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
Houston.
I and that's a good thing. And it will tell you where his mind was.
Yeah.
If he balled out, then it was just all him and Allen and all that.
Oh, did you just change your vote?
But hey, Daddy Dalton.
Daddy Dalton. Dalton Schultz.
Honestly, I'm happy for him.
That was a good fit for him. That was definitely a good fit for him.
Oh, and we forget Nico Collins.
Oh my God, I love this game. We use
And
this to set our draft.
We
order,
got
too.
a fantasy, right? First fantasy draft. Nice.
Sorry, distracted. I'm like a squirrel. Anyway, so we're all in agreement with Houston. AFC West.
AFC West. Oh, Chiefs.
Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders.
I mean, Bogus has been looking good though preseason, but it's Mahomes' division to lose.
It's gonna be so hard for them to repeat 3 times as Super Bowl champs.
But if anybody can, for some reason, I feel like for anybody they can, it's them. And honestly, they got our Peyton Hendershot. They got Peyton Hendershot, and they got Eric Scott. So watch them go get rings. Remember that happened with Anthony Hitchens.
Well, I will say this. I agree with you guys. It is Kansas City's division, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was going to say Oakland, Vegas, if Vegas with Antonio Pierce at the helm makes a run for a wild card spot, wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
And the Chargers under Jim Harbaugh. Justin Herbert basically sat out the second half of last season. But they have no wide receiver.
Yeah, so I don't think. And here's the thing: we've talked about this, and Steven talked about Herbert's mindset. He's got to get it more strike and adversity. That is a big thing.
Well, he has a good coach to do it, and we
Hopefully.
see it with the Steelers with Tom.
And they may have Colin Kaepernick come in and coach.
Yeah, maybe.
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea. Like from the athleticism in a quarterback room who's been to a Super Bowl. Gardner Minshew almost took the Colts to a playoff.
Yeah.
They were like one play away from being in a playoff. I mean, he's that good bridge, and he's got a wicked mustache.
And he's got a great personality.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're all saying Kansas City. Oh, my God.
Let's go. So they played on a video game. Anyways,
No,
there's a
it's
fantasy
how
draft.
It's how they pick the draft order.
Oh, shoot. That's
So I've
awesome.
done this in our league.
Nice.
So it like runs a simulation. You put your names in, and it like
AI gets us all. We're here with a fantasy draft party here at Bryan Street Tavern.
we love NFL. Don't
Oh, we do. We do. I love it. I love it. I need a pick like that.
Okay, so tell me what wild card teams you think are going to come out of the AFC. 3 of them.
3 of them? I'll go with the Raiders. I'll bite on the Raiders.
Okay.
Just Minshew is a step up. I think Adams will be happy for. I will say Bengals will be a wild card.
Bengals, okay.
You know, assuming Joe Burrow stays healthy. So that's 2, right? You get 3, right? I mean, it's Jets Dolphins division to lose if that's what I'm saying. You
Okay,
know.
so if it's not, so the
Yeah,
Dolphins essentially.
yeah,
will
and
get
once
that
again, I'm
team.
not anti-Dolphins, but I think it's like it's like switch, just no Bills. I think no Diggs, they take a step back.
Yeah, definitely. Tanner, 3 wild card teams out of the AFC.
Jets, Bengals. Go Colts!
I'm going to go Raiders, Steelers, Colts. All right, let's move to the NFC. Let's start with the NFC East. We've already kind of touched on it. You say Cowboys win the division. You say...
Oh, Cowboys ain't shit.
Producer Tanner with his
Spicy
hot
take today.
His Tanner takes. That's what we should call it. Segment Tanner takes.
Eagles? You got Eagles?
I mean,
winning
it's
the division?
practically the same, either or.
I'm going to roll with Tanner here. Producer Tanner. Eagles to win the division. They got the better team. They just do.
We'll see if they show up.
We'll see. And they're sexier than us.
If this is how we think all teams,
Nope, but I
then
know a woman
Jimmy
and I
G
can't
would have
help
done well.
I know,
I'll
right?
say that.
Okay. NFC North.
NFC
This
North.
is going to be a tight one.
Yeah, I think the Packers.
Packers?
I think they slide. Here's the reason why. Like, I like Detroit, but those first couple of weeks, I think without Gibbs, and I think they had their window. They're going to be a wild card.
Eat 'em up, Lions. Eat 'em up.
Okay, so I have a lot of like conflicting thoughts about this division. So my head and my heart are in agreement. I am also going to roll with the Lions. I also think Green Bay is going to be a wild card team. I feel like those two essentially are interchangeable. But don't sleep on Chicago.
We'll see. I mean,
Chicago's my wild card.
I've been watching these Hard Knocks episodes, guys.
well, Keenan Allen won't be there most of the season, so it's going to be DJ Moore and Rome. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. My only thing, and I hope he proves me wrong, I believe in the ceiling of Williams. I don't believe in the mental strength yet of him. From what I saw.
That'll take some time.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think this first season, I think it's going to be a lesson.
Yes, but I also think they have such a good defense that they could slow down a Detroit or Green Bay.
Oh, it's
in
going to
one
be
of those
fun. I think
matchups.
they're going to be competitive. I think they're definitely going to be competitive. If you pick them a wild card, you're not wrong for possibly. I just, I think, but don't be shocked if it's not the season yet. But it's getting there.
For sure.
They're in the right direction.
Agreed. NFC South, a.k.a. the worst division in football.
Bucks again.
The Bucks.
36-year-old
Panthers.
Kirk on a torn Achilles. I think Atlanta's if you think Cowboys are going to be probably a wild card, maybe that's the team you got to worry about possibly competing against to be a wild card.
I'm just going to be different and say Atlanta.
Atlanta?
I think
No,
Atlanta
I
has
mean
a
you're not
shot.
wrong. I was going back and forth in my mind today on that.
I just feel like, the Bucks won it last year. It's hard to win 2 years in a row. And they kind of won by default.
And Mike Evans is getting older. It's
Mike
true.
Evans is getting older. Kyle Pitts has got a new coach, so hopefully he gets utilized
Hopefully
more.
Pitts can play a full season.
We're going to see what the big Penix energy is all about after, and if Kirk Cousins goes down.
That's why I was not unhappy by Penix going. You just signed a 36-year-old quarterback after Achilles. I'm going Penix. That's your future.
Yeah. I fully expect Penix to play at least 6 games this
Yeah,
season.
yeah. I'm 36 and I know how hard it is getting out of bed.
Oh, they use
I pulled a
sleepers.
muscle in my back taking out the groceries. Not the groceries, the trash.
Okay.
From groceries I bought.
All right. Last division, NFC West.
Niners. They just paid Ayuk.
Yeah.
I mean, Seattle, as much as I love the Geno Smith story, I think it's coming in there.
I feel like that team is on the road to completely falling apart.
And I
don't know
think
why.
that's a Dak Prescott possible destination, too, if he doesn't stay.
Oh my gosh, and they have great receivers.
That's
up
what I'm
there.
saying. Dak would be perfect in Seattle. And they have Zach Charbonnet and Kent Walker, and why not?
Wow.
You hear that, Dak? You got options.
And Seattle has good weather over there. If you like beer, Dak, great breweries.
I'm going to also agree with both of y'all and say the 49ers, but I would also keep
The Rams?
in discussion.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see what the Cardinals look like with Kyler Murray coming back.
I mean, he's going to be playing Call of Duty a lot of times, so it just depends on when he gets break from that. I don't think the Arizona. I don't know that his emotion. I just don't see them. I think Rams will be a wild card though.
All right, give me your 3 wild card teams then.
I'm going to go Rams. If I have the Cowboys, I have the Eagles because I think it can be interchangeable, just like
Okay.
last year. And the third one, it's between Bucks and Atlanta.
Okay.
I think Bucks can win enough to at least get a wild card.
Wild card friends for you?
Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. Falcons.
Falcones.
Cards.
And Cardinals, you like them birds.
On the same topic, since you said Atlanta and we said Bucks, do you think, because Carr signed a 3-year deal, do you think he's done after this? If it doesn't work out, you think they go Spencer Rattler? I liked a lot of what I saw. It was preseason, but...
Are you saying Kyler?
No. Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
Because we play them week 2.
I was like, who
do you think Spencer starts mid-season?
I wouldn't be shocked. Derek Carr can't stay healthy either.
And I like I liked what I saw from Rattler. If there was no Caleb Williams, he had that job a long time, and he did really well at South Carolina.
Am I allowed to say my wildcard picks now?
Yes, sorry, I just thrown that out there. I'm sorry. I've been talking. So I have a Saints fan at work. He's awesome. Shout out, Josh. So we were talking about that. Sorry.
I'm gonna go Rams, Boys, and Packers.
Awesome. I mean, it's, and I think we agree here. Like the Cowboys, they're gonna be in it, and that's why it's more of the same.
Yeah, because they're the exact same team as last year.
Well, yeah.
They're good enough.
And my thing about Eagles is they should have won it last year, and then they fumble in the end because that's Nick Sirianni.
I hate Nick Sirianni.
And I think he's gone after this year if they don't make it to the NFC Championship.
Are there any, so looking ahead to the season overall, I don't know if you had a chance to look at like primetime schedules or any schedules. Are there any matchups that you can think of off the top of your head that you're like, can't effing wait?
Well, I mean, I think even just, I know this is obvious, but night 1, Chiefs-Ravens. I mean, what an AFC
absolutely.
rematch. Ours against Browns, just not because it's just Cowboys. It's going to be an intriguing question mark. 2 really good defenses, and we'll see where the run game is kind of. Well, this is going to be a testament.
I will read off a couple.
Yeah, read off of, yeah. I haven't, I mean, it's come so quick that I'm like, oh, man.
I know, we're all just
That didn't
a
sound
hot
good
mess.
at all.
No, I heard
That is
it.
not a good take. Can we edit that one? No.
Okay,
No.
so one of the
Normally, I'm not the one that makes these jokes.
So Super Bowl rematch.
Drake, you laughed at it. That was the delayed. I love the delayed. She's like, Super Bowl.
It took me a minute.
I'm usually the PG radio host over here, you know.
You know what the best feeling?
FCC.
You know what the best
B.
feeling is, Charlie? Is
Yeah.
when somebody comes at you and quotes one of your own jokes back. That's funny.
Well, that's just stand-up comedy. I know. Had a few.
Okay. So there's a Super Bowl rematch in Week 7, Chiefs
Yeah.
and 49ers. You've got a playoff match. Is this? I think they played each other in the playoffs. Lions and 49ers.
Yeah.
That's a playoff rematch.
That's a good one.
There is 49ers and Dolphins in Week 16. Of our matchup with the Texans should be a good one in Week 11. So there's a couple in here that are exciting.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, there's a lot. I love the whole rematch thing.
I do too. I love
Lions Cowboys. Lions Cowboys.
Stories like, continue through multiple seasons. I love that. And it's not just like divisional games, because I could sit here and be like, oh, I can't wait for Baltimore and Cincinnati, or Dallas and Philly, or Miami and New York.
I have a fun interest in Twitch since, this is Cowboys Therapy always. Okay, if you look back on our schedule coming up,
Yeah.
if, hypothetically, there's an upset game win for the Cowboys, who do you see? Out of all the teams.
I think the one that would be like the dopest is Halloween weekend. We play in San Fran.
Anything's possible at that. It could.
And that's Sunday Night Football, if anybody's wondering.
They paid Ayuk, but Trent Williams might not be there yet. I mean, I don't consider beating Bengals in December. I mean, it could be depending on where the Bengals are, but if they're not leading the division, I don't think it's an upset.
And then I'll give you Baltimore Week 3.
Yeah.
And that's here.
And and I'll say the reason why it's a possibility, because Baltimore has a tendency to go kind of 50-50 in the beginning. And if Mark Andrews isn't out, it's just one of those things, at home, we forget. At home is that's where we do what we should be doing. And then we go on the road and we're like, forgot my bag.
What is this, grass?
Yes. So, but I'll say this. Brandon Aubrey, what a stud.
Absolutely.
And
6'6"
congrats, Brandon,
starter.
and to his wife. Welcome a son.
I saw that.
A future kicker for
You
the
get
Cowboys.
so excited when players have babies. You know that?
You know what? You get to your 30s
he
and
like
above.
knows. He knows better than I do when they have babies.
I mean, maybe it's because everyone surrounds me as kids. Oh, congrats to my sister and her husband. They are now expecting their third child due in April. So, yeah.
Exciting.
Maybe a future football
well,
player
you don't
or
have to worry
something.
about any babies with me, okay? You just have to deal with Romo. That's the only baby you got to deal with.
Good old Romo.
My dog, Romo, not Tony Romo.
I got to deal with Tony Romo on Sundays. How do you think Tom Brady's going to do?
I'm really excited to see
Yeah.
him commentate. I don't think he'll be as like electric and fun as Tony Romo, but I think he'll do a really good job.
Do you think he'll sink in some avocado ice cream in between takes?
It's avocado tequila he likes.
He's going to get slouched now that he doesn't.
All right, so enough with football because therapy just drained me. I just can't anymore. We're on the cusp of a long weekend. Tell me, what are your plans? Because we don't have plans together for once.
DMT, and I don't mean what Joe Rogan takes.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah, I'm here like, heck yeah! I mean, maybe. But our producer Tanner has a group with two of his bandmates from Teen Wolves called DMT. They'll be at Harwood Arms this Sunday night, 10:30. Check them out. They're always great. They play you tunes. We were going to hear some gin and juice, I bet, for Mr. Tanner. Love it. And we watch all the people that are like 22, 23. That's their classic rock. And just hanging out at the pool in the village and eating good.
So is the village pool only open to residents?
Pretty much, and their
Okay.
guests. Yeah,
Residents
yeah.
and guests,
Just
okay.
FYI there, if you're trying, I've had people text me. I won't get into all the behind the scenes, but yeah, it's if you want to go know a friend in the village, that's how you get into this weekend.
All right, good to know, because like we did 4th of July, and I was like, I never want to deal with that ever.
Hey, look, the village is awesome. It was just really packed, over 2,000 people.
Yeah, they did.
So
There was
if you're,
not good crowd control.
but no, yeah, watching some college football, and yeah, see my man Tanner over here
yeah,
drum out.
college football opening weekend.
I know.
For most teams. I mean, SMU already had their scare against Nevada last week.
How about that Florida State loss to Georgia Tech in Ireland?
Ireland.
I'm surprised Pat McAfee made it back after drinking with Seamus.
I know. I actually watched the Pat McAfee show on Monday, and
Dude, he
he
was
was like,
hungover
I'm
at that.
so surprised I'm alive right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could not do it ever. That's kind of cool. They're taking the colleges over there like NFL.
Yeah, it's perfect. And, you know, like we've been talking about, expanding the game. Going to get to see the benefits of that in 2028 with the Olympics. For me, I get to go check out the new women's soccer team here in
Yes,
Dallas.
Trinity FC.
I'm going to go see Trinity FC tomorrow and next Saturday because, let's be real, when I'm in, I'm all in. So I'm looking forward to that. Tomorrow they get to play against the women's team, FC Barcelona team, which I'm super excited about. And then in terms of other stuff, yeah, like you said, college football, maybe some pool time. Just depends on this weather because I hear we get rain too.
Always trying to rain.
Don't rain on my parade.
But yeah, no. It's 3-day weekend, Labor Day weekend. And by the way, go out, which I don't already have to say this, support your local bars and restaurants. I know
Like
it's
this
going to be
beautiful
busy.
establishment.
Like Bryan Street Tavern, who always supports us. Come and watch your sports, watch the sports games, watch whatever you want. Enjoy.
Yeah. Enjoy, be safe. Real quick, next week we are at the
Irishman Pub. And
we are leaving the Dallas
I
bubble
know.
and experimenting in Addison, so we're looking forward to that.
yes, shout out to Irishman Pub for having us out next week. So over there in Addison, come hang out and break down week 1 with us of the NFL.
Make all the predictions.
Oh, and when are we doing our fantasy?
I will figure that out in the next 24 hours.
All right. Hey, we should. I'm going to say it right here, since we made a shot bets and stuff like that for just like the season. I think in our fantasy, at least for us, winner or loser has to do something too. And it doesn't have to be like a shot. It could be something crazy, funny.
Yeah,
but
we do fantasy dares. I'm down.
yes.
All right, Charlie Van. Till next week, find us at boringtakes.com, and we are happy to be back.
Heck yeah. Here we go.